Abhigya Anand predicts 2026 will be the best year for these zodiac signs. Are you on the list? There's a particular kind of relief that arrives when the fog finally lifts. According to Abhigya Anand, the sky in 2026 is lining up to do exactly that for a handful of signs, clearing confusion, giving momentum to long-simmering plans, and turning effort into visible reward. This isn't a promise written in stone, it's a forecast about probabilities and energies that could tip the scales when you pair them with focused action. A quick note on the voice behind this. Abhigya Anand is a popular astrologer known for sharing detailed forecasts. What follows are his predictions paraphrased and framed as guidance. Possibilities to prepare for, not guarantees you should base major legal, medical, or financial choices on. These are astrological forecasts and not financial, medical, or legal advice. If you want to know when your sign is likely to peak and how to position yourself for that advantage, subscribe now so you don't miss the deep dive videos we'll release for each sign. Why 2026? Imagine a season where the scattered forces that throttled momentum in previous years begin to align. Planets that have been tugging at purpose, identity, and opportunity ease into patterns that support sustained action. Where there was uncertainty, you may find sharper focus. Where effort felt like pushing a boulder uphill, you may find a road with less resistance. Anand suggests that 2026 is set to bring clarity, stability, and openings that turn patience into tangible outcomes. Promotions, offers, reconciliations, or a clearer path for creative projects. This year is described as a conversion year. The slow work of prior seasons meeting a moment that can convert preparation into recognition. Think of it as a harvest season that arrives because you planted intentionally. But harvests still require tending, decisions, choices, and a readiness to move when doors open. Now let's walk through the signs Abhigya Anand singled out. For each one, I'll lay out the headline promise, what to expect in career and money, what relationships might look like, the state of health and personal growth, and one practical step you can take today to be ready. Remember, these forecasts are probabilities, possibilities you can increase by acting with intention. Aries, breakthrough and clarity. According to Abhigya Anand, 2026 may be the year Aries finally converts restless energy into strategic success. Where earlier seasons rewarded courage but left you scattered, next year could bring sharper direction. A chance to channel the warrior impulse into a plan that yields real recognition. Expect momentum that feels decisive rather than frantic. Career and finance. Professionally, this is a year where opportunities could arrive with timing that supports rapid advancement. Anand suggests offers, new responsibilities, or collaborations that recognize your initiative. This could mean a promotion that aligns with your values, a project that moves from pilot to full scale, or an offer from someone who sees your long-term potential. That said, these openings often ask you to show restraint, to choose the project that amplifies your strengths rather than chasing every shiny lead. Love and family. On the relationship front, connections may stabilize. For single Aries, relationships that start in 2026 could be more balanced and less reactive than past patterns. For those in partnerships, there is potential for equal-minded agreements, shared goals, clearer roles, and a sense of partnership as a productive alliance. Reconciliation is possible where there's genuine accountability. Health and personal growth. The rush that once ran you ragged can be refined into consistent routines. Energy improves when movement is paired with rest, fewer all-nighters, more strategic workouts, and nutrition choices that support consistent output. Emotional volatility may quiet as you learn that planning becomes your new advantage. Action step. Prioritize one goal. Choose a single professional objective and build 3 concrete steps toward it this quarter. Wait until you hear what patience looks like in Taurus. Taurus. Patience pays. Anand suggests 2026 could be the year Taurus sees patient work turn into sustainable growth. This is the fruit of effort year, not a lottery ticket, but the reward of steady, careful building, culminating in greater financial independence and a sense of roots deepening rather than being uprooted. Expect consolidation more than sudden upheaval. Career and finance. For Taurus, practical gains may dominate. New income streams, the formalization of a side project, or a stabilizing contract. Investments in skills, systems, or a business infrastructure that you made earlier could begin to pay off, creating reliable revenue rather than spikes and dips. Anand's forecast points to an increase in options tied to long-term thinking rather than speculative gambles. Love and family. Home and family life look steadier in 2026. If you've longed for a sense of permanence, whether buying a home, taking on a partnership responsibility, or repairing a family dynamic, the energies lean in favor of calm consolidation. Emotional intimacy deepens through shared routines and practical gestures more than grand declarations. Action step: consolidate finances. Create a simple savings or budget plan for the next 12 months, small, consistent steps that protect your gains. Hold that sense of steady growth. Gemini's turn shows a very different kind of conversion, from scattered brilliance to focused recognition. Gemini, focus wins. According to Abhigya Anand, 2026 may be the year Gemini transforms scattered ideas into one powerful, recognized effort. If previous seasons left you jumping between projects without completion, this coming year could reward narrowing your attention so a single concept can flourish. The shift is less about cutting off curiosity and more about choosing a primary channel for your energy. Career and finance. Intellectual projects, writing, speaking, consulting, any venture that relies on communication could gain traction. Anand suggests recognition for expertise may happen through one focused project, a book finally published, a long-form course that finds an audience, or a collaboration that showcases your strengths. Financially, turning knowledge into a packaged product or service may produce more reliable income than ad hoc gigs. Love and family. Communication becomes your ally. Conversations you avoided may now open pathways to clearer agreements with partners and family. New relationships could form through shared intellectual interests or networks that value your voice. If there's a relationship stuck in ambiguity, clarity of intention, not cleverness, will move things forward. Health and personal growth. Mental discipline becomes crucial. Establishing habits that reduce mental clutter, designated times for social media, focused work blocks, and deliberate rest supports the high-output season. Meditation, journaling, and prioritization exercises help maintain sustained attention without burning out. Action step: pick one project. Choose the one idea you'll nurture this year and sketch a 90-day plan to ship a tangible milestone. You might think Gemini's clarity is just mental, but for Cancer, the forecast is that feeling itself becomes a source of power. Cancer, emotions as strength. Anand suggests 2026 may be a year where Cancer transforms sensitivity into strategic advantage. Rather than letting feelings create uncertainty, your intuition could guide practical decisions that stabilize finances and heal domestic relationships. Past emotional storms may have taught you what matters. Next year could be where those lessons become tools rather than wounds. Career and finance. Career gains for Cancer in 2026 might come from roles or projects that respect your need for purpose and security. Anand's forecast points to opportunities that reward reliability and careful stewardship. Perhaps management roles, positions in caring professions, or work that allows you to shepherd projects to completion. Financial steadiness is more likely when you plan conservatively and set boundaries around risk. Love and family. This is a favorable season for reconciliation and deeper bonds. Long-standing family tensions could ease as you apply emotional honesty to set healthy boundaries. Career in finance. The professional picture for Leo may include offers that visibly elevate your platform. Think headline roles, leadership positions, or partnerships that put your name or brand in a more prominent place. Anand suggests these openings could arrive through networks that recognize your creative authority or through projects that finally scale. Financially, the increase may come from monetizing a signature skill or from being invited into collaborations that bring both income and reputation. Note, increased visibility often requires new structures, agents, managers, or financial advisors, so treat offers with due diligence rather than immediate celebration. Love and family. In relationships, the spotlight can be clarifying. For single Leos, a connection that admires and supports your true self may appear, someone who sees beyond performance to the person. For those in partnerships, public recognition can translate into a deeper sense of mutual pride, or it may require renegotiating roles so career changes don't overshadow domestic needs. Anand's forecast suggests gratitude and generosity will serve you well. Share the success, but protect the private parts of your life that fuel your creativity. Health and personal growth. With more public responsibility comes the risk of overextending. Energy management is crucial. Leos may find that pacing, sleep, and selective presence become the difference between sustainable ascent and burnout. Practices that restore awe, quiet mornings, creative play, short retreats can help you keep joy at the center of achievement. Emotional maturity, more than raw drive, positions you to lead with poise. Action step. Design a public roadmap. Map the next 12 months of visibility with realistic time blocks and one safety net for rest. Schedule 2 recovery days for every high-profile event. Virgo. Precision pays off. According to Abhigya Anand, 2026 may reward Virgo's natural talent for systems and refinement. Where earlier seasons tested patience with messy processes or misaligned priorities, next year could be the moment when order translates into tangible progress. Clean workflows, fewer mistakes, and recognition for the work that quietly keeps organizations running. Anand's prediction suggests that small improvements compound into visible outcomes when applied consistently. Career and finance. Professionally, opportunities for elevation may come through demonstrated competence rather than flashy pitches. Promotions, new responsibilities, or consulting contracts that require precision and reliability are likely scenarios. Anand indicates that standardization, creating repeatable processes, documenting workflows, or developing a signature methodology may convert your day-to-day excellence into marketable products or higher-paying engagements. Financial gains may not be sudden, but they could be stable and cumulative. Love and family. In relationships, the payoff for Virgo is clearer boundaries and clearer roles. Partners and family members may respond to your steadying influence. Small acts of consistent care become the foundation for renewed trust. If criticism has been a pattern, Anand's forecast points toward a season where your attentive support is received as strength rather than nagging, especially if you soften delivery and invite collaboration. Health and personal growth. Health improvements for Virgo are likely to follow from systems, scheduled sleep, structured exercise, and deliberate nutrition plans. The trick is to balance usefulness with kindness. A rigid checklist can help, but should not become another source of stress. Micro habits, 10-minute morning routines, weekly meal prep, short afternoon walks can produce measurable increases in energy. Action step. Systematize one process. Choose a recurring task and document a 3-step system to do it more efficiently. Test it for 30 days and tweak. Wait for Libra. Balance is getting a facelift in 2026. Libra, balance restored. According to Abhigya Anand, 2026 might bring Libra a season of restoration, where choices made from authenticity rather than people-pleasing attract opportunities and ease. This year could ask you to choose alignment over appeasement. Paradoxically, the more honest you are about what you want, the more you may see harmony return. Anand's forecast suggests a rebalancing that favors genuine partnerships and clearer boundaries, creating space for both emotional and material stability. Career and finance. For Libras, the professional field may open around collaborations that respect mutual benefit rather than uneven sacrifice. Anand suggests new initiatives, partnerships, or consultancies where fairness and diplomacy become an asset.
Multiple income streams may appear as you leverage relationships. But the key is to choose options that align with your values. Scrambling to please every potential client risks diluting returns. Love and family. Relationships look to deepen in authenticity. Reconciliation may be on the table where humility and honest communication are present. For single Libras, meeting someone within circles that reflect shared aesthetics or values is possible. Think creative collectives, civic groups, or professional networks. For those partnered, refreshing conversations about roles and desires could reignite connection. Health and personal growth. Harmony in Libra's life may arise from integrating mental, social, and physical care. Practices that invite balance, yoga, couples rituals, or community activities support the social nourishment you need. Emotional clarity often reduces physical tension, so therapy or reflective practices could be especially helpful this season. Action step. Name one true boundary. Choose one boundary to communicate this month, at work or home, and practice a calm, clear delivery.
Hold for a moment. What Scorpio receives next is a very different kind of promise, a deep rebirth with strategic elevation. Scorpio, power reborn. According to Abhigya Anand, 2026 may be a year of profound transformation for Scorpio, less about surface change and more about a strategic reconfiguration of resources, relationships, and reputation. Where past seasons may have demanded quiet endurance, next year could permit a controlled expansion, moving into spaces that require discretion, emotional intelligence, and an ability to hold power responsibly. Anand's prediction frames this as a rebirth that is sober, effective, and long-lasting. Career and finance. For Scorpios, opportunities could appear as high-level partnerships, investment invitations, or leadership roles in projects that require strategic oversight. Anand suggests that this is not the season for impulsive power plays. Instead, the gains are likely for those who act with planning and integrity, vetting partners, protecting assets, and choosing arenas where your influence can be institutionalized. Financial rewards may follow when you convert depth into structure, systems, terms, and agreements that secure your position. Love and family. Intimacy in 2026 may gain depth through transparent commitments and emotional recalibration. Past wounds can heal if you practice vulnerability on your terms and allow trusted people to witness your changes. Partnerships that are based on mutual growth rather than control stand to flourish. For family matters, measured conversations and a long-term outlook might resolve conflicts that previously felt irreconcilable. Health and personal growth. Scorpio's resilience becomes a tool for self-mastery rather than resistance. Practices that support nervous system regulation, breathwork, somatic therapies, sleep hygiene will amplify your ability to hold intensity without being consumed by it. This season supports a disciplined interior life that drives outward results. Action step. Secure one agreement. Draft or renegotiate one contractual or financial term this quarter. Clarify ownership, roles, or compensation. Consult a professional if needed. Take a moment to breathe. We've moved from public triumph to surgical precision, from restored balance to strategic rebirth. If any of these 4 signs resonated, bookmark that action step and plug it into your calendar this week. Up next, we'll open doors for 4 more signs whose 2026 energy is about expansion, discipline, community, and the practicalization of dreams. Sagittarius, doors open. According to Abhigya Anand, 2026 may be a year that expands opportunities for Sagittarius in bold, visible ways, especially for those willing to translate optimism into executable plans. This forecast hints at large-stage possibilities, travel, international collaborations, public-facing projects, or leadership roles that require a broad perspective.
Anand suggests the cosmic climate could favor brave first steps that are grounded in planning rather than reckless leaps. Career and finance. Professionally, Sagittarius might find that long-held visions suddenly become feasible. Partnerships or alliances formed in previous years may now unlock funding, audiences, or institutional support. For entrepreneurs, scaling becomes more practical when you pair your expansive ideas with disciplined execution, roadmaps, milestones, and trusted partners who can operationalize your vision. Financially, gains could come through contracts tied to larger platforms or through revenue from new territories. Love and family. Relationships in 2026 may reward sincerity and adventurous shared experiences. For singles, travel or cross-cultural settings might introduce meaningful connections. Existing partnerships could benefit from joint projects or shared goals that channel both freedom and purpose. Be mindful that freedom and commitment can coexist when boundaries and expectations are clearly set. Health and personal growth. Energy and vitality may rise when you combine movement with exploration. Outdoor routines, varied exercise, and experiences that broaden perspective, workshops, retreats, travel, support both body and spirit. Mental health benefits from novelty, but balance novelty with consistent recovery practices to avoid burnout. Action step. Draft a 6-month plan. Turn one big idea into a 3-phase plan with clear first actions and one accountability partner. Capricorn, discipline rewarded. According to Abhigya Anand, 2026 could be a year when Capricorn sees the long arc of disciplined work translate into elevated status and concrete rewards. The forecast makes room for recognition that feels earned, promotions that carry more responsibility, financial independence built from steady choices, and a recalibration of personal life to include deserved rest. Anand suggests this is a season where legacy elements, projects you designed to last, move from concept to established reality. Career and finance. For Capricorn, the professional landscape may offer promotions, board-level roles, or successful scaling of enterprises that you've been quietly building. Financial stability could strengthen through structured investments, long-term contracts, or clearer revenue models. Importantly, Anand's forecast emphasizes integrating earned recognition with rest, accepting accolades without using achievement as an excuse to keep pushing without pause. Love and family. Personal life may warm as the hard edges of long-term focus soften. Relationships that felt secondary to ambition could receive renewed attention and deepen through practical gestures, shared finances, home projects, or clearer divisions of labor. Emotional thawing may come gradually as you choose to be present, not efficient. Health improvements are likely the result of consistent routines you've already practiced.
This year may reward you for small, regular investments in well-being, sleep schedules, strength training, or preventive care. Anand's predictions suggest that integrating rest as a professional strategy, scheduling downtime, delegating, will enhance productivity and longevity. Action step. Schedule restorative time. Block at least 2 full days this month for rest or personal projects with no work email. Aquarius, ideas go big. According to Abhigya Anand, 2026 might be the year Aquarius converts innovative thinking into scalable systems. Where previous seasons favored brainstorms and sketchbooks, next year could demand and reward the translation of ideas into blueprints and teams. Anand suggests larger stage opportunities may emerge, platforms, collaborations, or institutional interest that can take creative concepts into operational reality. This is a season to pair imagination with execution. Career and finance. For Aquarius, creative projects may find wider audiences or structural backing. Crowdfunding, partnerships with organizations, or invitations to speak on larger stages could turn ideas into income and impact. Anand's forecast encourages assembling a small, trusted team to translate concepts into deliverables, someone to handle ops, another for marketing, and a third for fiscal oversight. Monetization becomes realistic when systems are in place. Love and family. Community and shared ideals can deepen relationships. For singles, meeting someone within mission-driven circles or collaborative projects is more likely than random encounters. For those partnered, joint ventures, charitable, creative, or entrepreneurial, may strengthen bonds and build shared legacy. Keep communication open about time and resource allocation so collaborations don't eclipse intimacy. Health and personal growth. Creativity flourishes with clear rhythms.
Build routines that protect deep work time, but also carve space for play, curiosity, and social connection. Practices that stimulate both brain and body, complex movement, learning new skills, or creative residencies sustain innovation without sacrificing well-being. Action step: prototype one idea. Create a minimum viable version of a project this quarter and test it with 5 real users or collaborators. Pisces, dreams materialize. According to Abhigya Anand, 2026 could be the year Pisces sees imagination convert into sustainable form. The forecast points to a season where creative impulses and intuitive insight are not just felt internally, but translated into structures that support livelihood, businesses, practices, or roles where your sensitivity becomes a functional asset. Anand suggests that with modest organization, your inspirational ideas can become consistent contributions that others fund and support.
Career and finance. Professionally, this may mean creative businesses gaining traction, artistic projects that find patrons, therapeutic practices that attract consistent clients, or collaborative collectives that secure funding. Financial stability is likely when you pair creativity with simple systems, pricing, delivery schedules, and a modest administrative backbone. Anand's forecast favors small, repeatable models over grand, fragile visions. Love and family. Emotional clarity and boundaries help relationships deepen in healthy ways. For Pisces, learning to say no to energy-draining situations opens capacity for nourishing connections. Partnerships grounded in mutual care and shared creative interest are favored. Family life may stabilize when sensitive needs are voiced and practical supports are put in place. Health and personal growth. Spiritual and somatic practices support creative output. Regular grounding rituals, morning pages, brief walks, sensory rituals help channel intuition into daily action. Mental health benefits when imagination is given safe outlets and when creative work is framed within achievable goals. Action step: create a simple delivery. Turn one creative idea into a one-page offering, workshop, product, or plan, and share it with your first 3 potential clients. Closing synthesis: how to treat 2026 as opportunity, not fate. We've walked through all 12 signs with one consistent thread. According to Abhigya Anand, 2026 is positioned as a season where preparation meets opportunity. For some, that looks like public recognition. For others, it's the reward of disciplined systems, the payoff of patience, or the practicalization of a dream. Across the board, the common energies Anand highlights are clarity, momentum, and the conversion of long-term effort into visible results. Yet, the forecast also carries an important caveat. These are openings, not guarantees. So how do you treat this forecast in a way that maximizes potential while protecting you from disappointment? Here are 5 layered habits to adopt, each one practical, repeatable, and risk-aware. 1. Prioritize before you optimize. Select one high-impact goal for the next 90 days and defend the time needed to execute it. Clarity beats a dozen half-completed efforts. 2. Translate intuition into terms. If you sense an opening, convert it into measurable steps. Who you'll contact, what resource you'll need, what the first deliverable looks like. Concretize the abstract. 3. Protect your health as part of strategy. Rest, movement, and nutrition are not indulgences. They're conditioning that sustains performance when opportunity arrives. 4. Vet offers with humility. Increased visibility or quick money can come with strings. Pause, ask questions, and get simple professional advice when contracts or large sums are involved. These forecasts are not a substitute for due diligence. 5. Strengthen one key relationship. Whether it's a mentor, partner, or collaborator, invest consistent time and honest conversation into someone who supports your highest plans. Momentum is easier when you have reliable allies. Pacing cues for production: raise energy slightly on steps 1-2 to create urgency. Soften voice on steps 3-5 to convey care and prudence. Insert a short musical breath after each pair of items to let them settle. A realistic preparation checklist you can implement this week.
Pick your priority and write 3 weekly milestones. Protect those hours on your calendar. Repair one relationship conversation. Send the 3-sentence message to start it. Build one manageable routine, 15 minutes of focused work or movement each day. Prepare a basic financial buffer. Set aside a small emergency amount or clarify your billing terms. If an offer arrives, pause for 48 hours to assess and consult before signing. Concise, actionable. Final emotional climax. Visualize the harvest. Imagine the moment you receive news. A contract signed, an offer accepted, a home purchase finalized, a partnership agreed. Feel the way your body settles when preparation meets opportunity. Relief, gratitude, and renewed confidence. Anand's predictions point to that harvest for many signs in 2026. But remember, harvests are the result of seeds sown over time. The forecast hands you the weather. You still plant, water, and protect your crop. Final practical note and responsible reminder. These are astrological forecasts according to Abhigya Anand, interpretive possibilities meant to inspire preparation and wise action. They are not financial, medical, or legal advice. If you face major financial decisions, legal matters, or health concerns, consult qualified professionals before acting. Use the predictions as a directional map, not as a substitute for professional guidance. Which sign are you, and which forecast felt most like the turning point you need? Comment your sign below and tell us which action step you'll take this week. If you'd like a deeper reading for your sign, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the full sign-by-sign deep dives we'll release. If 2026 is your year, prepare, because the universe seems ready to meet you halfway.